Hello everyone, we're back again today as the bite mark cinematic for the start of the 2025 season has been released. Of course, this is the perfect time for us to take a look and analyze it to uncover any hidden meanings Riot might be concealing behind this highly polished video. It also introduces new characters with completely refreshed appearances. According to Riot, this year will feature 3 separate seasons, but they will only release this one cinematic due to time constraints. However, there will still be many other storytelling mediums employed in 2025. So what we've just seen is only the beginning. At the time I'm making this video, the Bringer of Ruin comic hasn't also been released, continuing from the cinematic to open up the story of Noxus. I'll create a separate video to talk about that comic. For now, let's dissect Bite Mark. First, let's go over the cinematic's content, introduce the characters, and see what happened. Then, I'll analyze everything more deeply later on. The video starts with a golden eye and a voice saying, "Noxus is a place where the strong gather." It seeks the bold and the defiant, and calls them here to answer one question. Are you strong enough? Throughout this narration, we see a hand drawing symbols, with patterns resembling the demon genealogy chart of Fiddlesticks. So, is this depicting demons? We'll discuss this more in depth in a bit. Next, we see Mel Medarda stepping onto Noxian soil. In the distance are her ships, and now she leads the Medarda family. Those warships are all that's left of her clan. If you pay close attention, you'll notice the place where Mel steps ashore is the very location where, in the past, Ambessa nearly died while carrying Mel in her womb. Through sheer iron will, Ambessa overcame death to bring Mel into this world. Now, Mel returns to reclaim what her family lost. Remember, this land, Rockgrand, is the homeland of the Medarda family. The scene at the Black Rose party, we then see the bareback of a young woman attending a Black Rose Society gathering hosted at the Kira family mansion, Elise's clan. This party is held for nobles, people who join the society seeking personal gain. As usual, attendees wear masks to conceal their true identities. The next scene is one that might stir emotions or leave you a bit surprised. We see Darius in a snowy land, a place painted with stunningly realistic beauty. But Darius appears somewhat youthful and small. At first, I thought this was Decius, Darius's son. But no, this is indeed Darius, the great general of Noxus, loved by many. Why then does the great general look so young and small? Facing Darius is another familiar champion, Trundle, his red fur and ice club unmistakable. But why is this troll so small in size? Trundle is supposed to be much larger, or is this a different troll entirely? We'll address their sizes more thoroughly later on. Mel has arrived at the gates leading into the capital. This massive structure is likely Noxtora, a symbolic gate of Noxus that they place in every conquered land. But in the capital, this gate seems much more magnificent, engraved with countless symbols and emblems. Katarina's mission at the Black Rose, returning to the young woman with the bare back, we see her attending the party, where the crowd is lost in swirling dances. But in truth, her mission is to approach a man in the distance and kill him. Before her dagger could reach him, a sharp spider leg intervenes just in time, breaking the woman's mask and revealing her identity. Katarina, the infamous Noxian assassin. The one who stopped her? Elise Kira, the owner of the mansion hosting the party. Elise appears to have anticipated the assassination attempt, ready to face Katarina head-on. Darius versus Trundle. Back to Darius, he challenges Trundle in a merciless battle, as soldiers from both sides watch their leaders fight. When Darius's axe lands deep into Trundle's ice club, frost instantly spreads, forcing him to abandon the weapon. Darius charges at Trundle barehanded. Trundle responds honorably, casting aside his weapon for a fair fistfight. If you look closely, you'll notice Trundle breaks exactly 40% of Darius's armor, tearing off 3 of the 7 plates, a detail corresponding to Trundle's ultimate ability in the game. Still, Darius manages to land a few satisfying punches. But of course, human strength cannot compare to a troll's. Darius is pummeled by Trundle, and it seems the troll is about to rip his head off. In a desperate moment, Darius retrieves his axe, and despite the freezing cold of the ice club, unleashes all his might to strike down Trundle. Meanwhile, Mel continues her journey into the Immortal Bastion, where she encounters enemies with glowing red eyes. These foes wield crimson magic. Mel, using her immense power, effortlessly neutralizes their attacks. Even a giant stone head crashing down couldn't faze her, as she uses her abilities to protect herself. Meanwhile, Katarina successfully eliminates her target. The man collapses to the ground, though no one seems to care much, since murder is far from uncommon at Black Rose gatherings. We've seen similar scenes before, such as in the Legends of Runeterra cinematic. After failing to protect her target, Elise retreats upward, transforming into a giant spider. The two exchange intense glares, though it's unclear whether they intend to continue fighting. Although Darius manages to defeat Trundle, he is left exhausted and numb from the frost. Fortunately, the trolls respect this duel. Seeing their leader defeated, they silently accept the outcome. Instead of attacking, they carry Trundle back to recover. Mel's power and vision, Mel uses her abilities to shatter a statue, breaking the space within the immortal bastion and illuminating everything with her magic. However, it turns out this was all just a vision, occurring only in her mind. After a moment of hesitation, she decides to step into the Noxian capital. The cinematic's final moments reveal LeBlanc's true face, not as sinister and cunning as in the game, but noble and composed. The golden eye from the beginning of the video belongs to her, but that's not all. Vladimir also appears, the co-founder of the Black Rose. His appearance here is youthful, resembling his Wild Rift design. Their conversation, alongside a mysterious symbol at the end of the cinematic, leaves much unexplained. To understand these elements, we'll need to examine the story and its characters in greater detail. First, take a look at this image. It's the official wallpaper for Season 1 of 2025. We see Mel positioned at the center, embarking on a journey to uncover the ancient secrets of Noxus. Through her journey, players and viewers alike gain a deeper understanding of the culture and people of this land. What awaits Mel are 4 distinct individuals: a cunning sorceress, a half-human, half-spider creature, an elite assassin, and a fearless warrior. They stand on opposite sides. On one side are Katarina and Darius, dedicated to putting their nation first and fighting relentlessly for the greater good of Noxus. On the other side are 2 key figures of an ancient secret society, a group driven solely by self-interest, directly opposing the nation's ideals. This reflects the true nature of Noxus, a land deeply divided by hidden forces working from within. Mel's journey will shed light on the Empire's deepest secrets, much like the way she illuminates the immortal bastion in her vision. Let's break the story into 5 sections, corresponding to its key settings. Mel's return to Noxus, Darius's duel with Trundle, 3, Katarina's infiltration of the Black Rose Party, LeBlanc's discussion with Vladimir, and 5, Mel's vision inside the immortal bastion. The cinematic's events are narrated from LeBlanc's perspective, as shown by her watching everything unfold from the start. Her eye symbolizes her constant surveillance, and her sketches guide the transitions. LeBlanc's observations and plans. The first sketch is a face, which might represent the Medarda family. This is hinted at by the 4-pointed star symbol on its forehead, a Medarda emblem. Immediately after, the scene shifts to Mel stepping ashore in Rockgrand, confirming that LeBlanc is aware of her every move. The next sketch is a sword hilt with a streak, possibly symbolizing Katarina's red hair. The scene transitions to Katarina entering the Black Rose Party. When LeBlanc draws the third symbol, it transitions to Darius and the banner carried by his forces, hinting at their campaign in the Freljord. But why does LeBlanc care about this? Does she have a connection to this event? Could she be orchestrating it behind the scenes? Remember, LeBlanc previously manipulated Boram Darkwill, sending him to Ionia, where he met his end. It's possible she's doing the same to Darius, using him as a pawn to push him into the Freljord. Perhaps LeBlanc sees Darius' patriotism and loyalty to Swainus a threat to the Black Rose. If Darius is eliminated, she would face less opposition in Noxus. This theory aligns with the timeline, as Darius spent many years in the Freljord. Even his son, Decius, perished there. Now, let's take some time to analyze the battle between Darius and Trundle. Riot confirmed that this battle is set in the past. Darius is roughly 10 years younger than his current age, putting him at 25 to 30 years old in this cinematic. This explains his smaller stature and youthful appearance. To help visualize, Darius is currently around 1.96 meters tall, weighs 120 kilograms, and is estimated to be 37 to 45 years old. After joining the Noxian army, Darius quickly rose through the ranks. He became a general after conquering a tribe that had resisted Noxus for over a century. Following this, Emperor Borum Darkwill ordered him to lead a campaign into the Freljord. This is where Darius faces Trundle and his forces. Geographically, the Freljord borders northern Noxus near Lyssandra's Frostguard Citadel, where Trundle serves as her enforcer. The battle likely takes place somewhere in the Winterspike Mountains. But why Trundle? Wouldn't it make more sense for Darius to clash? With champions like Olaf or Udyr, given their lore connections, fans were also frustrated by Trundle's size, which seems far smaller than his depiction in Riot's Call of Power cinematic. This discrepancy might suggest a design change where trolls are no longer massive creatures, but closer in size to humans. Is Darius's victory over Trundle justified? In my opinion, yes. While Trundle is undoubtedly stronger physically, Darius's victory comes down to sheer determination and a bit of luck. Finding his axe allowed him to deliver a decisive blow. Moreover, let's not forget that Darius isn't an ordinary soldier. His resilience enables him to withstand the chilling power of true ice without dying. Remember, true ice drains the life force of anyone who touches it. Even mages like Silas nearly succumb to its effects, surviving only by leeching power from its wielder. Trundle's club is made of true ice, and he once used it to kill the Troll King by freezing him solid. This demonstrates that Darius's physical strength is truly remarkable. Additionally, Darius's axe, now coated with a layer of true ice, was strong enough to take Trundle down. However, after the strike, the axe shatters, leaving Trundle merely unconscious. Thanks to the troll's incredible regenerative abilities, he'll likely recover in time. After Katarina's failed assassination attempt, Elise intervenes. LeBlanc then sketches an image of a spider encircling a dagger, symbolizing Katarina being ensnared by Elise. Once. Again, this demonstrates the Black Rose Society's omniscience over such events. However, there are still unclear elements here. The Black Rose Party and its symbolism. The party's setting was introduced through the Black Rose Masquerade skin line. This event, known as the Masquerade Dance, was personally instructed by LeBlanc to be hosted at the Kira family mansion. Elise sent invitations to nobles across Runeterra, including Ezreal, Renata Glask, and Samira Ezreal was invited as a symbol of admiration for his heroics. Renata received her invite due to her rising influence in Zaun. Samira was considered a potential recruit for the society. Meanwhile, Katarina received a letter, likely from Swain, ordering her to attend the party and assassinate a target. This explains her presence in the cinematic. But why aren't other invited characters like Aziriel, Samira, or Renata featured? Riot clarified that champions with skins from the Black Rose line, but absent in the cinematic, weren't necessarily part of the current events. Their skins simply represent how they'd appear if they were to attend. This suggests the Black Rose. Masquerade hasn't fully taken place yet. It's a future event, and we can't confirm who will attend. Everything shown here reflects LeBlanc's calculations as she instructed Elise to host the party. She also warned Elise to watch out for the Noxian general, likely referring to Swain. Simultaneously, Swain ordered Katarina to attack the event. If this information leaked, LeBlanc could have learned about it and alerted Elise, leading to Elise's preparation for Katarina's attempt. LeBlanc planned everything, anticipating the presence of these two characters. Let's return to LeBlanc's sketches. The designs resemble Fiddlestick's demonic genealogy chart, which was found on Phalor Island, a location under Noxian control. This suggests the drawings may have originated from Noxians. Interestingly, similar. Markings are tattooed on the arm of Samira and can be seen on the chest of the man Katarina assassinated. Are these symbols unique to Noxus, or do they belong specifically to the Black Rose Society? For now, this remains inconclusive. As LeBlanc continues her planning, Vladimir appears. He cryptically remarks, "Every new path seems to lead us closer to chaos. Perhaps we should pay more attention to the opportunity that's washed ashore." What? Is this chaos Vladimir refers to? Could it be the return of Mordekaiser? In lore, the Black Rose Society seeks to prevent Mordekaiser's resurrection. Vladimir also mentions an opportunity washed ashore, which seems to reference Mel Medarda's arrival in Noxus. Vladimir advises LeBlanc to use Mel, calling her their opportunity. LeBlanc appears to be considering this, but her past failure in Piltover has forced her to adopt a new, riskier plan. LeBlanc asserts that after their failure, they can no longer play it safe. To stop impending doom, they must take bold, dangerous steps. One plausible theory involves Ada, Khan, a demon once enslaved by Mordekaiser, now imprisoned by the Black Rose Society. According to lore, LeBlanc has plans for Ada Khan. Could her strategy involve unleashing this monster? If so, it's a risky move. Using your enemy's weapon often is. Listen closely during this cinematic, and you'll hear a faint whisper, possibly Ada Khan's or even Mordekaiser's voice. The rituals LeBlanc conducts seem to reach into the spiritual realm. If her plan involves Ada Khan, it could explain why Vladimir sees it as so perilous. The newly released Bringer of Ruin comic may shed more light on LeBlanc's plan. As I made this video before the comic's release, I haven't had the chance to fully grasp the details it might reveal. But one thing is clear, there's something LeBlanc hasn't accounted for: Mel's psychic abilities. Mel possesses a unique power to sense and foresee certain events. However, unlike LeBlanc's calculated predictions, Mel's insights come from her psychic intuition. This difference makes Mel's abilities unpredictable, something LeBlanc cannot factor into her plans. The gate Mel stands before is carved with numerous depictions, many of which are still unclear. 1. Design, however, resembles the card Errol the Tracker from Legends of Runeterra. Errol is one of the Battle Sisters, known for leading a mission into Ionia to capture Riven, the exile accused of betraying Noxus. This event was likely significant enough to be carved onto the gate. Another symbol seems to depict the Medarda family emblem. When Mel touches this symbol, she sees a vision of the Immortal Bastion, which represents Noxus itself. The Immortal Bastion was once the fortress of Mordekaiser, later claimed by the Noxian Noshi tribe, forming the foundation of the Noxian Empire. Mel's psychic vision of the Immortal Bastion suggests she might be able to interpret future paths through isolated events, helping her choose the right course of action. Ultimately, what does this cinematic signify? Does it connect to the upcoming Noxus series? The answer is both yes and no. Riot has stated that the cinematic is part of Runeterra's lore, hence its visual and thematic ties to the story. However, its main purpose is to establish key events for the year, rather than directly influencing the upcoming Noxus TV series. The cinematic bridges certain elements of the lore, building anticipation for what's to come. Riot has emphasized that 2025 will focus on in-game storytelling, delivered through cinematics, comics, and possibly mini-games on the client. However, they've also confirmed there won't be a TV series this year. After all, creating a new series so quickly isn't feasible. This year's story is tailored to fit the game, likely introducing players to the essence of Noxian culture. It's more of a marketing strategy, designed to captivate the audience and prepare them for the full-fledged Noxus series in 1 to 2 years. The events of 2025 will serve to educate players in Noxian lore and background. This cinematic is not a trailer for a new series. As some may have speculated, it might connect to the series in small ways, providing additional context, much like the Blood, Sweat and Tears music video for Arcane, but it doesn't offer a direct or tightly linked narrative. Pay attention to the lyrics in the cinematic song, "I'll tell you a secret," as the wolves close in. "I take pride in the scars carved upon my body. Tell me the walls are closing in, and I'll charge through the fire to be reborn. I'll taste the pain and drink the bitterness. These deep bite marks give me courage." The song embodies the Noxian spirit, facing challenges head-on to prove one's strength. It aligns perfectly with the tone of a season-opening cinematic, inspiring players to dive into their own battles. The title, Bite Mark, refers to the scars left behind by battles, a source of pride for Noxians, as they symbolize surviving life-and-death struggles and demonstrating personal strength. Noxus is a land for the strong, and this cinematic effectively captures its essence. While Bitemark doesn't have a direct connection to future series or lore, it's still an impressive piece of work, both visually and thematically. We'll have to wait to see how Riot's narrative plans unfold this year. What roles will LeBlanc and Mel play in the evolving story? Let's discuss these mysteries in the comments. And don't forget to check out my upcoming video where I'll analyze the Green Girl in Green comic in detail Until then, take care and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.